everybody, to the 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast. I am always Jackie from Canada. Jay in Australia, looking great.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
I really like that you can do that in the airport. That's crafty.
No, no. Well, look, we go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see. So, you can't not these days. If you got the technology to do it. So, I mean, and I'm looking out at the moment. Where I am at the moment is beautiful mountains. I mean, as I said, when you come over, we'll sort it out, take you to all these beautiful places. I actually found it's really funny. I did a few videos, ladies and gentlemen, in Adelaide, and I haven't actually been. It's really funny when you actually change your perspective, actually get out of where you are, and you appreciate the other places where you come to. So looking at Adelaide now, I've never sort of had a good look around. But I stay with my friends, and yeah, it's going to be it's an amazing place. It really is.
Beautiful. Well, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it was.
What's on the docket for today?
We're on the same topic as what we were doing. Sorry, look, pushed my head into the screen. So we had a few questions with regards to the way relationships were going around. I had a few questions that came to me asking our opinion on regarding how men and women are in relationships and why they're working and why they're not. Well, why they're not, if you want to put it that way. And look, I just come to a point where I come down as an equalist. I used the word when I was talking. I can't remember what their name was. I have to apologise. I haven't got my notes here today, so I'm really sorry, guys. But we had someone that came to me and go, "What's your opinion on it?" I said, "Look, at the end of the day, males and females have different traits and we're brought up differently. Like we got, I'll give it to you. I think I've used a chessboard as it was. They said that a good man will always look after their lady because their lady will look after them to make them better. And then when they are better, well, not when they are better, when they're running their purpose, they will always have their lady by their side and living the same, living not one step behind, equally. Hold hands, go on." Mm. Now, that's how I look at it. I've seen some of the great, especially in the Egyptian times, I use, and it says a lot of the cartoons and stuff and all those shows that have been based upon, you actually see the king and queen working together. But the problem is, and here's something there that I believe, these days, because of the way the ego is these days and people's social media, I want to get my head in and all those kind of things, especially the feminist movement in some ways, because men were treating women like garbage back in the day, all right? And then women should have come forward, absolutely. And as a human being, you should come forward because you need to run your purpose. But now it's overtaken. It's basically the roles have switched in my opinion. So that's why guys are backing off all those things. But to get to a point where we can actually live our life, understand what our life purpose is, and also have those people to support each other, I think you're going okay in that way. But a lot of people have lost that. But I want to do a big shout out to this new community I've got. I mean, I did an interview with Danny Searle, and he was talking about this stuff. And he, God rest his soul, he's passed away. He had his funeral last week. So yeah, no, it's okay. No, it's all right. But we got a good outlook the way he gave us a good outlook on how things were. And obviously, this is something that's come about with that way. But what do you think about that, Jack? Do you believe that? How do you see it?
Our society. You know what? I believe our society has an abstract view on the male and female roles. Like, we've been living this very toxic male-dominated kind of society for quite a long time, and I think it's not even the balanced male energy. It's like this negative, egotistical, possessive, aggressive type of an energy, as opposed to, a safety and a secure. So I think we need to balance both of the energies, the female and the male, together in order to create a copacetic environment. And I honestly think that is the most important attribute to any relationship, as well as what we need to do within the world right now. Like, there's not enough compassion, there's not as much love, and if you look at these energies from like the bare roots, they're being used incorrectly, and then people are kind of going and using that in this hookup culture. It's just kind of it's miscued, in my opinion.
The sun's on me now, so you can see the nice sun there. I think it's giving us a sign that what you're speaking is absolute truth. Look, and I think the word toxic masculinity has been taken out of context as well. Masculine men aren't toxic. Feminine, even the feminine women aren't toxic. It's the way that society has brought us, and it's just really, really annoying the way they actually do it. But I'll give you one tip with regards to this is just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, with regards to your getting into relationships and stuff and looking at role play or role genders, or however you want to put it. At the end of the day, do people actually talk about what they want in their relationship? And do they agree with it? Are they satisfied with it? What a beautiful sunlight. This is going right on me. How good's that?
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm saying the right thing. Do they actually have a serious chat about where they do? But I think what really happens, and I know I'm guilty of this, is you get those endorphins going through, the really nice ones. You get these really, especially someone who hasn't had that emotional stability or that emotional love, and they get something, you get your chocolate bar and you want more and more and more, but suddenly you stuff your face with it, you don't realise that you've gone off track and not really balancing yourself out in that way. What do you think about that?
I just think that people don't have enough emotional intelligence of their own self to and then be able to expect that their partner is going to be able to fulfill that need when you can't even explain it yourself. It's backwards. You really have to work together and be vulnerable and have that really strong sense of self-awareness to be able to ask for what you want. And that's now kind of where I'm at when I'm looking back through previous relationships. I allowed those people to treat me a certain way based on the expectation and the standard that I set for them. And they followed suit, and I allowed it to happen, and I continued to allow it to happen. So at some point, now looking back, I see the accountability that I have in teaching people the right way to connect to me. If I don't want people to walk all over me, I have to set a standard that doesn't allow people to walk all over me. And having those boundaries and not putting up with less than you deserve, people will just, there's fear of being alone, so they'll allow whoever just to come into their life. Like, no, like, you're a gift. Your energy should be a gift. If you want to step up and meet me at the level, then fine, but if not, then you shouldn't be scared to be alone. And that's, I think, where most
so as well.
99% of people are at. But I've already had my kids and I'm of an older age, so it's different than, say, a female or a male that has yet to reproduce and wants to in life. So I can see where the difference is in that sense too.
Yeah, but that comes down to comes down to the education of what our kids are doing. I think they're pushed a certain way. They want a certain way of life, and their choice of that has been taken away, or it's obscured. I know if I'd been educated the way I am and the way I educated my daughter, she's got more brains than I ever had. She's only 19 now. She's got more brains and more street smarts and everything. I mean, so I taught her that, but it's just, I think the way that the questions that have been coming out have been asking me about what you're looking at toxic masculinity or that. What do you actually want out of relationships or yourself? I think the best way to do it is look for yourself at the start and understand what satisfies you and be happy, but also don't let anyone take that away from you too. But the other thing is, in that case, don't force someone to help. Don't force someone to put their life on hold for you also. I'm a big believer in that, because I believe in 50-50. But I'll give, no problem. But I'm like, and this is my problem. I gave too much, and people took, but I didn't have the boundary. I didn't have to set the boundary and say, "Nah, bugger off." You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And then that changed when I woke up. As I said, once we got together, like when we did the twin flame thing, that's what woke me up. And that year, that 6 months of really looking within yourself goes really well, and it's really helped. And the flow in life is just, there's a lot more flow. And I'll tell you, there's another thing for you. People, I know when you get to a point of success, in reality, I think people actually fear success in some ways, and I know I did. How do you feel if I say that? Do you Do you fear success in some ways, or how do you, or not know how to respond to success?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't fear success. I guess I'm kind of in a minute when I'm like fearing making choices from a place without fear. You know what I mean? Like I've labeled all the stuff. I know that I, have these tendencies to make choices out of these emotions, but those emotions aren't there anymore. So I'm kind of like, okay, now what? How do I do that? Like, is that the, so I feel like a
Exactly.
juvenile almost again. Like I'm just learning how to be an adult, and I'm gonna, take baby steps to figure it
Oh,
out.
you do. Look, I tell you, I mean, your growth has been amazing. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to a point, when you get to know someone, especially Jackie and I have become best friends over the last year or two, I can see the growth in her, and even understanding when we come on, look at her energy now. It's bright, what she's doing, the way she is, the energy and the frequency and the vibration is a lot better. It's not that it wasn't.
And that's
before,
what my girlfriend said when we went out for dinner. She says it radiates from the inside out. It's just an overall, like people say, it's a glow. And when you're happy and when you're content, you glow differently. You show up differently.
You really go from there, don't you? So, and this is the thing, when you attract people in that way, and then what I meant by fear of success, and this is where it goes to relationships too. You have a dream of something, but as you live in the dream, and people do that, live in the feeling instead of actually when you step through the door and actually put it into reality. It's a different story, and reality is not as easy to get to that. You got your little little blocks that stop you from going to places, or you got problems. And even in relationships and all those kind of things, you've got those blocks. It's not going to be perfect, but I think once you get and know yourself and actually step through that forbidden door, then sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. Yep, I definitely think so. And I think when masculine energy is not toxic. Like healthy masculine feminine energy, like we're talking about security, we're talking about comfort, we're talking about support, or we're talking about creativity. Like these are the two balanced energies, masculine and feminine. That's what I think we are striving to be in wholeness with ourselves and with our partners, if that's the dynamic of a relationship you're going for. But I think in any relationship, depending, not even mattering what gender you prefer or orientation or anything, there is always this balance of masculine and feminine energy within each and every one of ourselves. So it's that polarity that you need to kind of figure it out for yourselves, and that looks very different in all different types of relationships, and how it works for you is not probably how it's going to work for anybody else. So it's really, stop caring what other people think. You got to be open and communicate and have the comprehension and with your partner, and to each their own. Make it work for you.
Even when you go into a relationship, and that's what I said to this, to the message that I got. Make sure you go within yourself, turn the lessons back onto you and look at what you're doing, understand where you're at, and then once you turn those lessons around, the person who will respect you will actually give you what you need, and you can give what you need to them without actually not without decreasing your purpose in that way. Sorry, my words are shocking today, so apologies for that.
No. Not at all.
One other thing I wanted to say with regards to that, with growing a masculine feminine energy, have a look at what Jackie's doing on her other channel with the sex, drugs and spirituality. Give that a bit of a plug. I just see when you're doing those promos, that's the kind of person that you've always wanted to be, and you're attracting that. And this is where we're attracting people. The next point is going to that. Like you attract better people when you've got higher vibration and higher frequency. We all know this, but to get to that, the work that we've got to do, the shadow work you've got to do, the amount of talks I've had with people go, oh, this is great, you can get to this, but there's so much work to do. And the first point is actually going, right, I want to do that work and go through the forbidden door, which we've both done. And we're at this point. We didn't get to this point without any hard work and heartbreak and tears and all that kind of stuff, Yeah,
Well, it's a
exactly. And
constant everyday showing up for yourself.
Absolutely. So, I mean, if you want one piece of advice, ladies and gentlemen, they don't say always make sure that you're running your purpose, and make sure the person who comes with you, just make sure that you know exactly where you are. You set some boundaries, set some basic boundaries. So, okay, you can't do this. Like, you know, that's where the problem end up lying. And then you got this ego coming, oh, I need to do this. I need to be heard. All this garbage. It's not about that, you know what I mean? It's not a battle out there, male, female, whatever. I don't give a crap, you know. It annoys me. It annoys me. There's nothing wrong with a healthy ego. People admiring you from a distance and all those kinds. Nothing wrong with that. It's what you do with it, and where you're at in your life, and you know, live well in. They've got like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus always said back in the Roman days. They were saying, just live life with purpose and look after others. Be a leader, in the male sense anyway. And then the females, of course, they'll always guide you, because we've both got different qualities. And to be a success.
Well, I honestly believe we're coming up on a time. I think we're coming up on a time where the goddess energy is really starting to flow back into Earth in a really powerful way, and a lot of female energy and female empowerment, and not in a negative sense. Like I'm saying, female energy as in loving, nurturing, creative, inspiring, and that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this divine feminine energy that's flooding back to the planet.
That's what it is.
We are connecting to that as a whole. As a civilization, we've been like under this massive, you know, low vibrational, toxic, kind of more masculine energy, and it's been very off balance for a lot of years, and we need to rebalance that out. And that's why you see a lot of people really connecting, men and women alike, connecting to this feminine energy that's really been opening up on the earth lately. And I think that's what is creating these really big shifts in what's going on in the last few months.
But you're 100% right. I think it's absolutely taken out of context. Toxic, masculine, feminine energy. We both have it. They both have traits. Women were brought onto the earth with traits as well. So you got masculine, feminine traits. But if you're a female, you've got traits as a female. Men have traits as a male. Just it's the way it is. Look at the way mammals work. You go back to lions and the way we're exactly the same. The only difference is we've got a mind up here that complicates it in some ways. All right, and you know, it's just, it's really been obscure. But the great thing is, as Danny, I want to give Danny Searle a big shout out. One thing he said, it's great to be alive now, because there's people connecting, waking up, and it's just bloody fantastic in some ways. And doing the podcast that we're doing, you're one, amazing. Like with Elizabeth, what you're doing for the society is amazing. So, you know, everyone, and the thing is, people are not just looking for these bloody professionals, which are great. Don't get me wrong, I'm not putting professionals down, don't get me wrong. But just remember that there's people like us who have a life experience or a PhD in life that can actually give you the skills to work out what's going on. And they're meaning relationships, meaning yourself, and, you know, you work yourself out, then you get into these relationships that you really want. And let's be honest, people, it's a natural thing for a male and female, or you know, whatever it may be, you know, whatever it may be, partners getting together and joining in a holy union of some sort. I shouldn't say holy, but you know what I mean, getting together the way it is. Because back in the pagan day, they did that. Everyone knew their roles. It's the way it was, and there was no ego. You did what you had to do. And I always say, like they always say about toxic masculinity, or says a good man will always look after, will live his purpose and be a leader or that. But I'll tell you what, if he's got a lady by his side, mate, she'll be his princess. And always, I can damn well guarantee you, if she doesn't treat him like shit, I'm going to say straight because that's where I'd be, or if he doesn't treat him like shit, mate, or doesn't take him for granted, or whatever, mate, she will have nothing to worry about. She will be the best person she can be, with him encouraging her, with that power behind it. They talk about power couples. That's a power couple. And that's the way.
Well, and I know that it's not a lot of relationships to look up to that embody that type of energy, because we don't have great examples with our parents, and
no, we don't.
I don't necessarily know very many relationships that fit that bill, but I know what it would feel like. I could see what it would look like now, and I don't need to settle for less. I guess my problem right now is a little bit more, the reason that I used to pick partners was because of, this fear energy. So now when I see that, I still notice that I'm attracted to those qualities, even though I know better. Like, it's like you need like 10 red flags, and I'm like, in my mind's like, no, that's not the right person. So I haven't shifted out of the want or desire for that person, like, those type of energies still. So I'm noticing that as interesting.
But what's the key word there?
Well, it's what's like, don't make any. Obviously, I'm not ready. Because
no, what's the key word? The key word is there is noticed. So you're aware.
Yeah. Oh, I know, and that's the thing with having all the awareness, that it's too funny, because now I have no choice but to make the right choice, because that's the awareness. But
you've done a fantastic. I
think still shifting the energy a bit.
We're still doing all that, and I think it's a daily grind of how it is. But I'm going to plug myself for once in my life. I got the affirmation cards. They finally came. Here we go. The Aussie affirmation cards. Now, these ones here are the messages that I wrote when I was going through my dark time. But also I put an Aussie twist, because obviously you can see I've got a shocking Aussie accent. G'day, mate. How you going? Streets, but kangaroos, bloody hell, mate. And we don't mind a bit of a swear. I won't be swearing in here today because I'm in a public place. But you want to grab those, DM me, and we'll go from there. Anyway, what I do every day,
and I've done affirmation cards. Jay created himself. He designed and wrote the inscriptions. Jay, they're for sale already?
They are. They're up. They're going to be up. I just got them the other day, so they'll be up on. If you want to DM me, you can DM
follow
me personally.
His links. He'll be posting about it, guys. So if you want to get your hands on Jay's new pack of affirmation cards, they will be dropping soon. Yay! So excited for you. Big step. We've been waiting for a while, so I got to get my order in.
You will. Well, I'm coming over.
Thank you for all the likes. We've got a ton.
We got lots of likes there. Yeah, fantastic. So that's good. Yeah, actually, thank you so much for listening. We've had it. These chats are fantastic. So, look, this card. What I do is every morning, I pick out one of my cards, and it's green. Throat chakra. And this one. This is the.
So give us one for the day. What's
there?
Ours?
You go. So it's got a kangaroo on it. So here we go.
Okay.
And it hasn't got any swearing in it, so it's all right. So I won't get done in an airport. I spoke the words to be seen. Now I walk in the shadows, and people see me more. Friggin' ironic, isn't it?
Just talk about it. Just talk about it. Yeah.
And that came out.
Not surprised. Thank you
there
for
you
that.
Go.
Well, that's amazing. Well, I'm excited. Hopefully somebody out there got our thoughts on the relationship topic, and that's kind of where we're at, I think, and we've done the work. So, I mean, that's where I'm at, personally.
Well, we're doing a great job. So, look, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, first thing, if you don't know where to start, first thing what I would do is step back and go, what do you really want in life? And have the guts to stand up and do it. Once you do that, then everything will open up. You won't know we didn't know where the hell we were going. But look, I wouldn't even thought that I've been doing 2 podcasts. I've done these affirmation cards. Hint, hint, I'm a self-promoter. Look at that. And, and living a better life. And it's really funny when you actually step back and look at it and say to yourself where you were and where you come from. You will see the different changes. And it's been great to meet this lovely lady. And look, we have a great time having a chat. This is why it's live, baby, live. We just talk about what's going on in our journeys, so we can help you. And the relationship thing is big for both of us. So yeah,
amazing. Well, thank you, Jay.
Do you want to do the finish? This is why it's live, guys. We just go. Oh, do you want me to finish it? Do you want me to take it home?
I will let you finish it. I like.
Do you want me to take it home? You want to take it home? Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
you take it home. Jay's at the airport, so he's going to get on his plane, and we will be back next weekend.
We will back next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast, live from Adelaide and Canada. And you can always check us out on TikTok, Words of the Warrior, and obviously on Instagram, we've got Journey of a White Feather, and I'm everywhere. Just type Journey of a White Feather. This lovely lady here, of course, 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast. She's a Akashic record reader, and get on Spotify, because we're on Spotify with these ones, but also Sex, Drugs, and Spirituality. a real in-depth look into how how it all comes together, and why you're sitting here smiling like the sunshine you are, and having so much knowledge to give, and that's what we're all about. But again, we're gonna sign off, and we always sign off by our hero, Brett the Hitman Hunt. He's coming to Australia.
No, I heard.
So hopefully get to meet him. Always say, get up in the morning, be the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be, and just be. I just already said it. Anyway, you guys take care. Be the best you can. The lovely Jackie over in Canada, myself here in Adelaide. Take care, and we will talk to you soon. See you later. Bye bye.